wanted to talk about when we was growing up. The main teams was Kyrese and Kyrell versus me and Kion, and we used to do that. It used to bring us to do that consistently.
Do what?
Garden.
So remember when it was at Power League in the Garden?
Yeah.
When we would play football, it'd be us three versus. How do you think that because those games would get competitive?
Yeah.
How do you think
I used to get grilled.
They used to
still
people
do,
getting
man.
sent in the
No,
car.
I used to get grilled.
Yeah.
Dad
Yeah,
and
me
Caleb
and Dad used
to
to
get onto me like I was 28 playing.
Yeah. You was
28-year-old.
Now you're professional.
Yeah, exactly.
You're welcome.
Kion, come on, Kion.
No. If Dad was
That's
losing,
not my voice. I don't know why you keep on saying that.
Dad, if he was losing, me and Kai was getting. But how do you think that environment consistently helped us and helped our? What would you say?
I think it helped Kion, bro. I don't think it helped any. I don't think.
don't think?
I think
Yeah.
Kion.
What, training with me didn't help?
definitely.
No.
Like
No, it was
those
against
games
you.
Definitely, I
The
feel.
games
yeah.
definitely helped Kion.
I think it helped us though. That mentality that we had. That
I think it's also, so you got to remember
competition.
also, I know you don't talk about my emotional defaults, but it allows you, for me, I'm controlling all of your emotions on the pitch as well. I know you don't see it, but when something goes wrong, I'm like, Kyrie, and you don't start screaming at each other. I'm like, you boys, stop. Just get on with it. You're screaming at each other. You missed that chance, pass the ball. And I'm like, you two, stop. Just get on with it. It's a mistake, get on with it. So, yeah, you may say it just benefited him, but there are a lot of lessons learned within playing those games. Even though I wanted to win all of them.
Yeah.
100%. But like what I'm doing is I'm passing on my knowledge to you through these games.
Yeah, I think, remember the aggression though. Kion, you spoke to Kion on my holiday. We went on Dubai, we was doing TVTs.
Look at
ended up fighting because Kion had hidden aggression.
Okay.
That's probably stemming from our games, bro.
Yeah. All right. Now here's the thing.
And that was this year, by the way. So it was,
All right,
last year.
Okay. Now here's the thing. Yeah. Your mum says it's night time. You want to go and play football outside? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I say, what do I say? What did I say?
Probably said no.
I said no. And then your mum says, I'm going anyway. I said, okay, enjoy. Yeah? Then you lot come back, had this big thing while I was there. Now, here's a question. Have you lot ever had a fight like that or that debate when I was been there before?
Really? I'll say,
No.
Yeah.
To that extent?
We have.
Yeah.
No, never.
Dad,
we
I
have-
remember
we have.
Power League, Carol, when Dad grabbed.
Dad,
I can't even have I can say this on it.
go on, you can say it. I'll just get arrested. Would you say to that extent of what happened in
Yes,
Dubai?
bro.
Would that happen around me?
I think it's less likely.
It's less likely,
less
but
likely.
it would happen. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's not gonna happen.
No, it's never happened.
Yeah,
If you can
listen,
name an occasion
you
where
was
that's
there,
happened,
Power
what
League.
happened?
We was there. Carol was trying to rough me up at Power League,
Yeah.
and then you bugged out at Carol.
Yeah. Did I stop it?
No, you dashed him into the fence.
I dash you.
Carol.
All right. Did it stop it? was it ended after that?
It ended after that.
It's
Yeah,
100%.
But I think the point is that I think that competitive nature. When I see Cairo, when I see all of us play, we carry that, and I think having the environment where all of us and obviously yourself leading it.
I've always had to lead it because I know all your characters, and this is what you don't realize. I've always had to lead it, so I know when I say to your mum, because the day before we done the same thing on the beach, didn't we?
Yeah, probably,
Yeah, exact same, weren't it? No issues. Something goes on, I'm like, yo, stop, boom, boom, boom. And this is what you don't realize. I always have to manage it. So you don't talk about my emotions, but my emotions allow me to manage four competitive boys in a football environment that want to win. Do you understand? Like, so you're saying the emotion, but in actual fact, you imagine if I allowed my emotions to come out, you'll never put your hand on each other in the house. You never had a fight in the house. Do you understand that? So the things you got to be careful of the things that you actually ask for. I'm always managing it, even when you don't understand or you don't see it yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Because there's definitely sometimes you're like, why are you stopping it so early? We're just joking. But because of our competitive nature, we understand that, we have to. But I think that's helped, like, for example, when they're on the bench and they want to go prove that point, they have that same hunger.
100%.
I think that's what I was trying to get at, that I think those games and having that environment is so important, even if it's not with brothers, with friends, having that like competitive environment to push you. Do you say that when you're on the bench, like, or you want to prove a point, do you feel that hunger, or how does it feel?
Yeah, I wouldn't even necessarily say it's proving a point to other people that I can be there. I'd say it's just knowing that you can be there, like knowing that you can play in that position. You know, when you're in a position where you're not playing, you just want to get on because you know you're of the standard. And I think whenever you're in a position of being like the underdog, I just want to prove that to myself that, okay, cool, I've trained, I've worked hard, I've done everything that I need to do to be in this position. So now can I have the
I
opportunity?
think our reasons as a family are quite important as well. So, like, we always ensure we all know that our family's watching in it.
Yeah.
We all know the reactions when we get home. So I think our reason, the reason we do things is a lot different to other people. Like, we will celebrate things together, and we want to be a part of the reason why everyone celebrates. We want to make everyone in the family happy. The first thing we do is video call each other before and after, and then we sit down at home, and we was up until 12 o'clock watching you lot goals the other day. So I think our reason for doing things isn't necessarily fans or this and that. It's to make each other happy, to make your brothers happy, to make your family happy. And I think that's sustainable. That's something that can last a long period of time, rather than something that comes and goes, if that makes sense.
100%.
Yeah, that built up passion. Like, when you see, like, when we score a goal, like, my friends get onto me saying no composure, but I know mum and dad's at home watching, and I'm just going crazy because that built up passion after the game, fist pumping the fans, dancing. Like, I think that's all built up within the environment that you created from
Do you
young.
think going the untraditional route allows you to have that raw authenticity as well? So because you didn't go the normal route, when
Someone's been at private school.
authenticity.
I mean, waiting all day for that word.
What, is it not in the academy?
No, so I mean, because you went, I don't know, what do I have to dumb lower my because you went
Do I have to dumb it up for you?
untraditional,
You idiots that didn't go
because
private
you
school.
went untraditional route. Because you went the untraditional route, is that why you
I said
guys
not
said,
in the academy. You keep using that word, bro.
oh
like,
my gosh, yes,
like-
because you didn't go through the academy the normal way
Okay.
people did it. Is that why you celebrate with so much?
Yeah, I was saying,
enthusiasm?
like I was saying before, like, it built up that hunger and passion. Like, but obviously, Dad was saying that he doesn't feel like that's the reason to why, like, the success came. I think you think it's the reason how I reacted to it, but I think it's just as equal, like, the rejection as itself for not going into academy. Because I know boys that was in the system, like academy lifestyle, everything was nice, but when eventually they didn't get a pro or they didn't get the next contract, it was like they have to go into a non-league and they know nothing about it. Like, how many boys, like, from Watford and all of the big clubs, like, when they didn't get for the pro after being in such a lavish lifestyle for so long, they had to go non-league, and, like, it was like a different world. But we was familiar with that route because we experienced rejection from a younger age, so
100%.
it definitely helped us.
It must have been difficult as well, as like with that expectation as well. And there must have been a level of expectation. I always say, I was speaking to my friend the other day, and I say, like, it's quite refreshing to see you lot all produce under pressure. It is pressure, and it's not normal pressure, and it's as you say, you've got Lisbie on the back of your shirt now every week due to maybe your behaviours or your antics, like
And the refs.
and the referees. Yeah,
Yeah.
other fans are on your back. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, so do you feel that expectation, or has it sort of been good for you to have that expectation?
I feel like, yeah, I do feel the expectation. I feel like the only time where I've really felt it, like, to the point where I barely slept, like, before a game, was probably the Charlton game, Cray Valley versus Charlton, just because of, you know, how you played for the club and how the fans loved you, and that's where you made your name for yourself in your career with Charlton. So that was
You were
really-
so emotional that game. You even got cramp as well. Like,
yeah.
You got cramp early, didn't you?
Yeah, that was a crazy game. I feel like literally the whole family was there, my friends, everyone was
100
watching.
tickets, innit?
Yeah, it was a TV game as well, so there was a lot of pressure, and because of the build up, how they made the build up to the game, me and you doing interviews and stuff like that, that was probably the only time I felt a level of expectation to go out and play. But other than that, like, week in, week out now, I'll get stick from fans because, I don't know, you scored against them when you was playing or something
Quite
like
a few
that.
teams. Innit?
So, yeah.
I don't really feel the expectation from, like, the pressure from the younger fans. I think there's a few.
Oh
old
yeah,
heads.
it's always the old. The young ones don't know me.
There's a few old heads in the crowd that will shout a few things like, "You'll never be as good as your dad," and that's funny. That's like
And
laughing.
facts. No, you can't be upset with facts though, can ya?
No, the abuse is funny. Like, it's proper old guys, giving
My
it. But
age.
I feel like the pressure. There's more pressure.
That's age mate.
But you know what's weird? I feel more pressure from the social media that I do. like the younger TikTok fans, bro.
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
can see them in the like.
Let's see if he's as good as he says he is.
Someone,
You're rubbish. Your clips make you look brilliant.
like, literally, as soon as the game finished against Crew the other day, one of the TikTok fans commented and said "locked up X." I was fuming. Like, the pressure's more from like TikTok fans, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
younger people. It's mad.
Even the dancing, like the celebrations we do, I think we lost to Stevenage the other week, and I
I saw that.
go on my phone and someone said no dancing today, mate.
So I mean,
You're gonna save that for night time now.
TikTok fans are fuming.
But yeah, for me, I like that. You know, I'll never not like it. I love that type of stuff anyway. So
I think to thrive and to exceed, you're gonna have to. Doesn't matter the expectation in it. It's more about what you put in yourself in it and being able to. I'll go back to it. Handle those emotional situations. And I know you lot talk about it, but I think everything that you're speaking on allows you emotionally to deal with these situations. I know you're cussing me about it and whatever, but in these moments, it seems like you're able to control your emotions and still then produce what you need to produce on the field, not only for, as you say, your TikTok fans, but you've got to think your teammates, your parents, your brothers, your sister. So there's a lot of pressure and expectation all around. You're talking about a little period, but even like you're talking about a manager and your teammate, their big expectation, letting them down as well, having to train with them all week and things like that. Okay, I want to speak to you. Obviously, you're the firstborn, and you're the first one to obviously start playing. What was it like? Obviously, you was my only son at the time you was playing, or you was my only son that could play. What was it like for you, obviously, playing Sunday League and getting sent off when you did?
Yeah. I think, do you know what it is? I think I heard just people consistently just going, yeah, you'll never be a dad. You'll never be a dad. I heard that so much to the point where if someone says it to me now, like it doesn't really affect, it doesn't affect me in the slightest anymore. And yeah, you kind of have, even going into non-league, you have the expectation highly already. So I'm sure they would have already expected that. Kariska Rokai, and just playing football in general, you have the high expectation. But I think eventually it's what allowed me to be able to go and do my TikTok and stuff like that, because the opinions of like external people to my career or anything didn't really affect me. So I think, just to summarize, in football now, I get that expectation still, but it doesn't affect me anymore. But yeah, it's just.
What was the reason you started playing?
I think because you played.
Well, my fault again.
Yeah.
Dad knew that.
Yeah.
No. Well, one of the answers would be I liked it.
Yeah, no. I didn't know, because the truth
another
is,
answer could be I enjoyed it playing.
the truth is I didn't really enjoy football when I first started, so that's why I stopped playing. So I was playing striker and I was rubbish.
Was you?
I was rubbish.
You got sent off, bro.
Yeah, I was rubbish. So then I stopped playing, started playing basketball for a bit, and then later on I just started asking you more questions. Professional footballers send me more, and I started to love it around 16, and then I managed to get into a non-league academy, a conference academy, and then played step 4, and I just started. So that's where I was at now. So I didn't like it, and then when I loved it, things started to click.
On the other side of it, Kai, you're the youngest now, innit?
Yeah,
Now, your brothers are both professionals.
yeah.
And I know you've probably had comments where people say he's not as good as his brothers. He ain't
Yeah.
gonna make it. Like, there's no chance there's gonna be 3 brothers to make it. So you're probably the one left out to join it. So how do you obviously deal with expectations of it? And at its present time,
Yeah, definitely.
as Kyrie's has mentioned, he's doing well, and as Kyrie's mentioned, they're doing well. So now there's you in it, and you're joining the under 21. What sort of expectations and how have you handled it?
I feel like always even from secondary school, when I got released from Leighton Orient and they were still there, like it started properly from there, because you know I was at Leighton Orient and they were there and everyone knew that as well. And when I got released, that's when it was like, oh, you're not as good as your brothers. Like yeah, you'll never be as good as your brothers. People were hating, and
Your friends tell you that?
yeah,
Yeah.
Well, back then I considered them as friends,
Mm.
but obviously now like they're not really. But like I got even on social media, because I started social media from young. Like I was the first one that started TikTok, and everyone knew that as well. So it's just a thing where I always knew that I wanted to be like them, because they were excelling, they were doing well, they were performing, and I was like,
But the expectation is weightier on you, innit?
yeah,
It must be heavier on you than it's been for all of these. Obviously, Caden he's got me as a dad but now you've got Kyrie's and Cairo and myself who are professionals, isn't it? And you're now trying to. Is that ever? I don't want to start scaring you, so you never score again now, probably. But you know what I mean, like, but do you know what I mean, like, did you ever acknowledge it?
Yeah, I feel like I always used to deep it a lot. Like when I was
To deep it, yeah, is that it?
I used to think about it a lot when I was younger.
Balls.
Like when I was in secondary school, that's when I feel like, okay, cool, I need to be like them. I need to get, and that was the pressure. Why are you guys laughing for?
Speaking in that dumb ways again, bro.
Bro.
Media trained answer ways, bro.
Yeah, so I just think that really.
No, I think that's why when I was in secondary school, I wanted to be in academy so bad. Do you remember like me always asking you? As soon as I got released from Leighton Orient, I literally asked you, Dad, where can we go on trial next? Because I just felt like I wanted to be in an academy because they were. I wanted to be like considered a good footballer because they were. But as I got older, I just started to realize that like, yes, they're doing well on their journeys, but I can create a journey for myself as well. So I started to find my own identity, and I think that took a lot of pressure off my shoulders as well.
This season as well, innit? Like you've got, how many goals have you got? Don't tell me the
11.
11. Let me say
11.
Is that GA?
Nah,
was that
I'm
goals?
on about 15 GA.
About 15. On the dot. Like even that, like I think you scored in your first game, didn't you?
Yeah, I scored in my first game.
Like I mean, we talk about you and Kyrie to be the younger brother of probably one of the better players of the team.
On Colchester's first tweet as well, they posted just like his brother.
Oh, is it?
When you scored?
Yeah. On their first tweet, that was my first goal. They were like, Kevin Lisbie, just like his brother, scores.
So do you enjoy that pressure? So is that something you think, I wish allow me, man, let me be my own person?
Like, I see it as good, you know.
Yeah. I don't think that would be a lot of people's mindset, a lot of boys' mindset. I think a lot of people would much prefer to create their own pathways and not be compared to someone else. But it's interesting that you don't take on. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, I brought up in a different time, but you don't take on this mindset that allows you lot to grow and to be comfortable.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to make a name for themselves, but like it's gonna go away eventually.
Following on that, though, I want to ask you. So obviously, we're talking about ourselves. So
I'm allowed to talk, am I?
Yeah, flipping it on you finally. You have a dedicated 5 minutes. Nothing more than that. You went on time, Ron?
Yeah. Go.
No, so I just wanted to ask, in terms of obviously footballing parents that you've spoken to, I kind of wanted to get your gauge on the misunderstandings or perhaps things that you would tell them that allowed us to have this mindset, because we didn't just develop it. So what would you spoke briefly on obviously not allowing things or tensions to rise. What would you say you've learned, and what would you pass on to sort of footballing parents to help them in the same environment?
First of all, it'd have to be parents that are willing to listen, innit? I could say whatever I want. One of the things I always say when I'm coaching is it doesn't matter what I say, it matters what you hear. And that sort of applies to me as a dad and a coach as well. So if I'm always trying to, I remember when I was doing the Sky Sports and they asked me what sort of parent do I think I am. And one of the things I would like to think I am is a reflective parent. So I'd like to be able to manage each situation. I don't want to react or coach or parent through my emotions. I want to look at logic. I want to look what works, what doesn't work, and what can be better, and how can I make you lot better as human beings. I think the first thing I've always done is try to shape you a certain way that allows you to grow in whatever you want to do. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of people are focused on one thing, but it doesn't. It's very particular. It's a very particular thing, and it can't be particular. It has to be an all-round thing. It has to be a character thing, and that character allows you to flourish in different worlds. So, for instance, you're not a footballer, but you work for UEFA and you work for FA Cup. So you have to be a certain character to be in that environment. To be a footballer, you have to be a certain character to be in that environment. The ups and downs, adversities that you face being professionals. The reason people are professionals but don't stay is because their character doesn't allow. So, for instance, I'll give you an example. Kyrie's, when we went to see the Colchester manager, he spoke about Kyrie's, and not one thing was mentioned about his ability. Remember, He's great attitude. He's closing down. He's this. He's that. And I'm like, well, is he good on the ball? Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's irrelevant. The only thing that matters is that he can be in a place that allows him to grow, and he can be the person in that place to grow. If that makes sense.
Yeah. What would be the biggest misconceptions then from parents that you get who said they want to make their child pro, but they come to you with things that are far from the right antidote to be able to make it?
Yeah, I always talk about character. Like, for instance, it has to be your child's character. Someone called me the other day, his son plays for Ipswich, but Tottenham have made a bid for him, younger kid. What should he do? What should he do? And I said, I can't really comment because I don't know your child's character.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so, for instance, your son could be one of those people that don't listen to anyone. He can go to Tottenham, and it doesn't matter if he's got good coaches. If he's not going to listen, he's not going to get better. So he might as well just stay where he is.
I think there's been a lot of times when decisions could have been made that would have sent Kyrie's or Kyrell's career on a different trajectory. So how important would you say it is to have someone who looks over your career alongside those agents, or or have guidance that allows you to be able to make those right decisions? Because football's a chance of one wrong decision, you're gonna
it's all about decisions, isn't it? It's all about decisions. I've always tried to do the right things for you lot, like, and then the consequences of that will be the consequences of that. So, for instance, Kyrie's, there's a club in Scotland that want to buy Kyrie's. They're going to put him on 15 grand. What do you think? Nah. It's 15 grand though now, but I know he's not ready to go to Scotland right now. The amount of kids I've seen go, they're here because they're getting decent money and because it's a good club. But you also have to look at the character of the individual. Will they flourish in that environment, or are they going to go there and want to come back home? Do you know what I mean? Like, if they're going to want to come back home, they're not going to be happy where they are. Then they're not going to produce, and then they're not going to be the player they're meant to be. So, as you said before, I think everything is about decision making. It is about decision making, and God knows we try and do it. We try and get more right than we get wrong. But I think it's important to do things for the right reasons, and that implies when you talk about parents bringing up their kids, make sure it's for the right. Know your child, bring your child up, understand your child, and then make decisions based upon that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So do you think that's where a lot of careers can get changed very easily off of making decisions that, it goes to the quote, all that glitters isn't gold. So I think a lot of footballers who I've talked to, for example, who like they've taken a wrong trajectory because they think it's...
Well, I mean, Kyrie's could tell you probably can answer that, innit? Do you think you've seen those scenarios now, innit, when people have made decisions that at the time probably seemed like the right decision but turned out not to be?
Yeah. I don't obviously name names because a lot of them I'm probably still close with, like people that have left too early. But I feel like it definitely boils down to the character thing. I think that's a big thing with our gaffer at Colchester as well. Like, character is so important for him. Like, he's not someone that dwells on mistakes or like the way someone does something. It's literally how you respond to things. It's so important to him. And he said that when he signed me, he was looking like he was calling my old gaffer at Brentford to find out what my character was like, if I was good around the boys. And Neil and Soons like gave really good feedback about my character, and that's what enticed Danny to sign me. So I feel like it definitely boils down to character and how the person is.
A very interesting story. When we talk about Jorn, the Braintree, and what was it? Braintree was the other club
that I wanted to go on loan to. They wanted me to go on
No,
loan to.
when Braintree wanted to sign you, there was another club, step 2, 3.
St Albans.
St Albans. So I'll give you a prime example. Although you want to about like, so Kyrell was obviously, we're in a meeting, innit? And go and tell me what the manager sort of says.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Well, I can't remember what the other one said.
So, yeah, well, you can do the Braintree one then. What did the Braintree manager say?
Yeah, Braintree manager said, listen, haven't watched you at all. He's just looked at my stats that I scored 29 goals that season, and he said that he wanted me. He couldn't promise me game time, but he said that he wanted me.
And then obviously you got the St Albans manager, and the St Albans manager went, look, I know him. He's played football. Noble, his name is. He was like, Kev, we could play a certain formation. He'll play in that formation. He'll be good. He'll be this, that, he'll be that. So we came out the meeting, didn't we? And then I went to Cairo after me and Cairo spoke, and I said, you got to go to St Albans. Like, he's watched you. He knows you. He invests in you. He's got time. The other manager just clearly said to Cairo, I've not watched you, but your stats are good. We're going to take you. I said, nah, son, don't go to a manager like that. So we sat there and spoke, and Cairo went, I'm going Braintree. I went, no, son, St Albans. And Cairo went, nah, Dad, I want to go Braintree. And I was like, why? He said, I want to play as high as possible. So now I'm looking in his face, and I could quite easily say to Cairo, go St Albans. We could sit down and I'm like, son, no, this is what we need to do. And because of how respectful he is, he probably would say, oh, you know what, Dad, I don't want to go, but all right, let's just go, let's just see how it works. But I then had to look in his face, and then we sort of made a decision based upon what he believed he could do. So now I have to then reflect, and I think, you know what, I have to almost humble myself, and then I think, all right, that's the right decision because he feels like he can do it. So little things like that. If he goes St Albans, I think if he goes St Albans, I don't think he is where he is right now.
Yeah. Would you say reflection is important? Because that's something else I want to talk about. After every single game, whether that's me, whether that's any of my brothers, you'd have a conversation about the performance. And someone who may not have a professional footballer, would you say that reflection on your own game, having a specific time to be intentional about what went well, what went wrong, is important for development? Because that's something that I can pinpoint that was detrimental for all of us.
I mean, I think Kyan can answer that, because I think Kyan's you're quite keen on reflecting after games, innit, and going over your clips and analysing them and trying to be better, innit?
Yeah.
As you all are, by the way.
Yeah. I feel like it's very important. You know, you know yourself better than anyone, and like looking back on yourself and coming off after a game, like you'll feel within yourself, did I play within myself, or did I not? Did I do well, or didn't I? Like, and I feel like it's good. I always speak to my dad as well after games, and I sit down. We all do as well. Carice does, Carol does. We all do. Like, and we give like the phone into my dad's hand and be like, Dad, like, look at this. What do you think? This and that. So sometimes we think that, okay, cool, yeah, we know ourselves, and it's true, we do, but getting that second opinion is always good because it helps you to see a different perspective.
Before we move on to, obviously, I remember. Do you remember the game? Kyan played a game, and at half time, he was rubbish. He was absolutely rubbish.
Brentford.
So then you sort of, I don't know why, but you came over to me, didn't you?
Because I knew I was playing bad.
Do you know what I mean?
I was playing bad, so then like I was walking into the tunnel and I was like, nah, I'm playing bad. I can't go in without speaking to my dad. So I went over to my dad, and my dad was like what are you doing? That you're not knocking it past anyone. You're not taking players.
I think my exact was where you're boring me.
Yeah. She said like, you're boring me, son. And I was like, I knew as well, like as I was walking over.
Because you don't normally come over, do you?
Yeah, no, not really. Like, I knew as well. That's why I went over. And then like he was just like,
I think this reminded me. Dad said the same thing to Carol at Watford. Remember, I went with Ipswich versus Watford.
Yeah. So did you remember the story? Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, you can. That's funny.
Yeah, you can get some more sleep.
Yeah. So he said, you're boring me, and then I was like, yeah, I know. And he was like, you got to like change something. He's like, in the second half, you got to go out into the second half, and you got to change something. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, and that was it. Went into the changing rooms. I was thinking about that, and as I come out, like my first 5-10 minutes, I was like, okay, cool. I have to do something now. Like, you've travelled like an hour and a half. I'm not just gonna come and let my dad just be bored the whole time. So that I knocked it past someone, was getting crosses in, I was getting shots on goal, like completely opposite to what I was doing in the first half. And it was just a mental thing. I think I went into that game thinking that, okay, cool, I'm gonna do this and do that, but you can't just get caught up in the game and how the game's going. Like, you have to make a difference.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just be living. Like, you have to go out and like have purpose behind what you're doing. And I feel like it's easy to be complacent sometimes when you're in that environment of an academy. You're in that environment, everyone's getting paid to play football, but you know, you still have to wake up every day and have purpose. And I feel like that's what's been changing in my mind.
You said the second half. You said, Dad, what did you say? I felt like Madwakey.
Yeah, came off and I was like, I feel like Madwakey.
And to be fair, I don't want to say you played like because he's a good player, but you did play with a freedom.
Yeah.
It's almost like he was playing with a handbrake for the first half and second half, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But this is all boils down to you, and this isn't me. I'm a tool, innit? Not a tool, but I'm
a tool.
Do you know what I mean? I've been called a tool before, but I'm not a tool. But do you know what I mean? Like, it all boils down to you, and I think a lot of people don't realise in you lot's success is although I'm a part of it, you lot have to go and implement it. Do you know what I mean? Like the hardest thing, as we say, Kane, when you're talking about parents and that, your child has to go and implement it. You have to give them a platform. You have to be able to give a platform. You know, they used to have school games, and I used to be standing there with my arms crossed, not saying anything, would I? I'll just be watching them, but they knew I was there. Do you know what I mean? Like, and then after the game, we would have a conversation. But I'm not going to be shouting and screaming at them during the game. It doesn't give them the correct platform to produce.